That's right. Let me tell you something. Is it worth putting my headphones on? Maybe it is. Hold on. Let's get these headphones. Sure. You know what I mean? Maybe it does something, maybe it doesn't. Whatever. I kid you not. I had zero intentions of going live today. Zero intentions of going live today. I've actually been so incredibly focused on like back end work that I needed to do. And in the middle, or maybe towards the end, but in the middle of me doing like my work, whatever the case is, I'm getting close to finishing up. I just kept getting this like go live, go live, go live, go live, go live, go live, go live energy. I was like, go live for what? For what? I'm minding my business. I'm going live on Saturday. Why am I gonna go live to what's that about? And then it hit me. And then it hit me. I feel like the divine really wants me to talk about fear. So I'm gonna come talk about fear because a lot of people right now are in a position where they do not understand what's actually holding them back in whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish, whatever it is that they're trying to do, the life they're trying to live, right? And the answer is literally fear. Now, people look at fear or hear fear and they're just like, I'm not afraid. I'm perfectly fine, right? You're just so confident in yourself. Or it's just like, no, there's no fear here. Maybe a little anxiety. There's no fear here. I just like don't like going that way. There's no fear here. All the excuses, all the things, right? But you can lie to your mama. You can't lie about the energy. And there's something about fear that has you fucked up, booba. You understand? Fear has you in a chokehold. And it's almost like your divine team is really trying to get you to do something, but it's like you're afraid to do it. Right? Or there's something within the thing that you need to do that you're just not interested in looking that way. Hello, hello. Right? There's something about fear that is holding you back from what you want. And you've been like, I feel like this is low key like an answered prayer. I keep seeing angel numbers. It's low key like an answered prayer of some sort because it's like whatever it is that you're praying about or asking for, fear is a thing. Like fear is what's in your way of getting it, right? I got you so much. I get you so much, girl. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. What is your name, if I may ask? It's Brianna. Hello, hello. Nice to see you, meet you, whatever the case is, right? But yeah, there's something about fear that really has you in a chokehold. And it's like you keep asking, like, how do I get this thing, right? How do I get more money? How do I finally, call in the love of my life? How do I finally do X, Y, and Z? And it's like boo bop sugar pie honey bun. There is something about your fears and it's trying to get your attention. And it might not even be like a fear that's like in your face, right? It might actually be a fear that you're not even aware of. It could be a fear that like you don't talk about, right? Subconsciously, whatever the case may be. But your fears are in the way and they're not allowing you to take the steps that you need to take, right? Whether it's the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear that you might, do something that you end up regretting, the fear that something might not pan out the way you need to, right? You're afraid of leaving that person. There's a fear that is taking over your life and it's not allowing you to move forward. Now, here's the thing about fear, it's such an illusion based thing. Fear has almost nothing to do with what you're going through or what it is that you're like trying to make happen. It has everything to do with the story you're telling yourself about what it is that you need to go for or what it is that you need to make happen. So, for example, let's say you have to go to a speaker event of some sort, right? And let's say you're the speaker. So, you have to speak in front of a bunch of people. You're over here telling yourself that you are afraid of speaking in front of a bunch of people, but that's not true. Your fear has everything to do with the story you're telling yourself about if you go and speak in front of a bunch of people. So if you stand up and you go to this place and you start speaking in front of a bunch of people, you already have in your head that they're going to reject you, that they're going to be bored, that they're not going to listen to you, that they're going to boo you off the stage, that they're going to do X, Y, and Z, they're going to judge you harshly. Your fears actually have nothing to do with you standing up on that stage and speaking. Your fears have nothing to do with you speaking. Your fears probably have nothing to do with you being in front of people, but it has everything to do with the story you're telling yourself. And that is the issue. It's not exactly the fear, That's the issue because you can feel the fear. It's the illusion that you are sticking to that is keeping your fears alive and allowing them to win. You're stuck in an illusion, and that illusion can stem from something you've experienced in the past, something you've heard, or just what you're telling yourself. And the story you're telling yourself is keeping you from what you want. So if you want a beautiful, dynamically, just fantastic relationship, but you're telling yourself that all men and women out there suck. Nobody can really amount to what it is that you're looking for. You're always going to be stuck in the same type of situations. That's the story you're telling yourself. Your fear is not relationships. Your fear has everything to do with what you've been through. It has everything to do with what you've experienced, everything to do with what you think is going to happen. It's an illusion, it's not the truth. And so, since you are so convinced that this is what's going to happen, it shows up in your life. You feel what I'm saying? You understand? Your fears are taking over like there's no tomorrow, and it is keeping you from what you want. So while you're sitting there and you're manifesting what you want, you're manifesting what you're looking for, you're manifesting what you're manifesting, your fears are telling you that you can't have it. And your fears are illusions. So there is the need to tap in to what it is that you are lying to yourself about. What story are you consistently telling yourself and like keeping yourself locked to it? What story are you consistently telling yourself? And you are like, this is the truth. Because it is that story that has become your reality. And because you think it's your reality, even though it's actually an illusion, you're keeping yourself from what you're supposed to do, from who you're supposed to be, from where you're supposed to go. And that is such a disservice because the dreams you have, the things you want to do, where you want to be, and how you can get there, it's like the distance between where you are and where you wanna be is the fear, the illusion you're telling yourself. And if you just allow yourself to believe in something different, if you allow yourself to tell yourself a different story, if you allow yourself to understand that you're actually more powerful than the fear itself, you'll be able to shorten that distance between you and what you want, right? When we think about manifestation, what comes in easy for us, what manifestations come in so easy for us, they're the ones that we have no kind of resistance towards. We know it's possible. We know it can happen. There's no part of us that even really thinks for a second that we can't get it, can't have it, can't experience it. Manifestation comes through because you've embodied it. Manifestation is truly just a knowing. It's when you absolutely know something to be true. So you know you're going to wake up tomorrow. So you literally manifest tomorrow by planning tomorrow. You tell yourself you're going to wake up at 8 a.m. And then after that, you're going to go ahead, you're going to brush your teeth, you're going to get ready for the day. And then after that, you're going to X, Y, and Z. You plan the entire day. And not once do you ever think about all the horrible things that can happen unless you're telling yourself, like, oh my God, I got to pay that bill and I can't. And da, 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 da. But most of the time, you're not thinking, ooh, tomorrow's a day that I'm going to die. You're thinking, tomorrow's a day that I got to plan for. Tomorrow's another day that I got to X, Y, and Z. And tomorrow really does come, and you do manifest the things that you have to do because there is no resistance to them. You kind of just know that you're going to wake up tomorrow. You just know you're going to brush your teeth tomorrow. You just know you're going to take a shower. You just know these things. You're not questioning it. It's actually more shocking, even delusional, to even think that something outside of that could even be a thing. You feel me? Like something beyond you waking up and showing up for yourself could even be a thing. Like that to you is bat shittery. You feel me? That to you is absolutely crazy. It's like you gonna plan for tomorrow and you not really planning for death. You're not planning for the idea that you're not gonna be able to do the basic things that you always do because it's a knowing. And that's how you consistently manifest the next. However, you have so much resistance towards what it is that you actually want. It's giving you can't have it because you don't think you can have it. Your fears are literally guiding your entire life. The illusion that you are painting is what's being manifested because you believe in it so like so deeply. If you give me moderator status, I'll donate 500 or 2,000 whenever you choose, whatever you choose. That's interesting. Um, but y'all feel me? There's something about your fears that are really like it's going it's taking over. Okay. And it's taking over in a way that doesn't actually align with what it is that you want. So when you're thinking about what you're manifesting, when you're thinking about your goal, when you're thinking about where it is that you want to go, you have to ask yourself, okay, what are my fears telling me? And how do they contradict where it is that I'm trying to be? What are my fears telling me? And how do they contradict what it is that I'm trying to accomplish? So if you're trying to accomplish something so very, close and near and dear to your heart, what are your fears telling you that's keeping you from making that one move that could change everything for you? So if you're intuitively feeling like you should go to this one neighborhood and knock on this person's door and talk to them, is your fear of being rejected keeping you from making that move? And when you get to a place of understanding, oh, shoot, yeah, my fears of rejection is absolutely in my way, you start to understand, okay, I am manifesting rejection more than anything. And I'm not making certain moves because I'm afraid of rejection. So now, even when I want to think bigger for myself, even when I want to go towards more, even when I want to be more, show up as myself, I won't because I'm afraid of rejection. That type of honesty, that type of accountability over your life is life changing. It is the thing that shifts your life from literally having things happening to you that you don't understand why, to you being in front of the things that are taking place. You become the creator of your life. I know you've heard that so many times. You're the creator of your life. Just manifest it. Believe it can happen and it will happen. Well, how do you do that? You start to meet your fears where they're at, and then you paint a different story. So, for example, I've lived my life, most of my life at least, believing that I'm poor. I come from a family or from, a household that didn't really have much, right? So, there is this fear that I grew moving forward that I can't really generate much money. Money is very difficult to come by, and to like make more is just not an easy thing. That is the fear that I have. So now every single step I'm taking to get a job, to have a business, to make money in any way, it is all surrounded by this fear that money is hard to come by and that I'm poor. I'm going to be poor forever. And even though I'm taking steps to change that and to shift that from happening, I am more so in alignment with the idea that I'm poor, in belief of the idea that I'm poor, than I am in the belief that I could be rich. The idea of being rich was absolutely difficult for me to ever connect with. So I just believed that I would always be poor, that money would always be hard to come by, that I would always struggle. And that fear grew. And so now here's what happened. When I would go after jobs, I only went after jobs that I felt like I could get. So I would go after very, very basic jobs. I would like apply to retail spaces that, I thought would hire me. I would never apply to retail spaces that sell like high end retail. It was only ever like very, very simple spaces, and I still wouldn't get those jobs. And I used to just be like, I'm doing everything I possibly can. I'm applying everywhere I possibly can. And I'm getting rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. And all that's happening is my fear is in my face. It is consistent, it is always showing up. And something happened where I got to a place of just being like, you know what? I don't even care. Whatever. I just got to a place of just being like, I'm just done fighting for this. I'm done like pushing this or making this happen. Like, I don't care anymore. And guess what ended up happening? Because I got into I don't care mode and I got into straight like neutral energy, I ended up actually like applying to a job that I was like, there's no way I'm getting this job. Like, I don't qualify for it. I don't have the degree it's asking me to have. I don't have the background it's asking me to have. There's no way that it's possible for me to get this job. Like that was the whole thing I had in my head. And my door just like opened on its own. Okay. Okay. Anyway, but that's a message in itself. The door just opened for me because I applied to somewhere that honestly on paper should seem like it's impossible for me to get. And not only did I get the job, I also got a raise that I didn't see coming. Like it's like the amount of money that they were willing to pay me as someone who was basically underqualified was absolutely crazy. And because it was so delusional to me, because I was like, there's no way I can have this job, it's like impossible. I ended up going into that job and, they were just like, we love the background that you have because we think it's great, but we do realize that like you don't have the degree we need you to have. And I was like, how long has this position been open? Mind you, I would never ask. There were certain questions that I was asking. I would never actually ask. I walked in there so completely myself. I was like, how long has this position been open? They're like, oh, well, we've been looking for somebody for maybe like the past, month and a half, 2 months. I said, oh, okay. I was like, hire me for like a week. You don't even have to pay me. Just hire me for a week. If I'm not better than the last person that you had, don't pay me and let me go. And the person that I was talking to was cracking up. They were like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Yeah, like I'm not doing anything. Like I don't have a job. So I have time. Hire me. Like just hire me, say that, just see how I do. And if I kill it, you keep me on. If I don't, you fire me and you don't have to pay me anything. Like you don't even have to say that I'm working, et cetera, et cetera." And I was just like so just I was just being funny. I was just like, I'm not gonna get this job. It is what it is. And because I was walking in the energy of like, who cares? I'm not stuck on it. It doesn't matter. I had no expectations whatsoever. My fears went away. I wasn't afraid of being rejected because I've already assumed that, there like what do I have to lose? I walked in there confidently and I was just like, I don't know how I got this interview, but whatever, we're here. Literally, they allowed me to work for a week. I was 10 times better, their words, than the person beforehand. And I actually came up with new systems and new ways for things to work. I made it more fun in the office. And they hired me and promoted me. Okay. I was supposed to be like assistant office manager, and I just became the straight up office manager. They were like, you know what? We want you to be at a higher position. And I was just like, huh? What? And they rewrote the entire position for me because of the simple fact that I simply understood anything's possible. I just went for it. I just did it. I didn't allow my fears of staying small, of being broke, of being rejected to take over me. I just said, you know what? Why not take a chance where a chance has shown up? Why not just apply to the job that I want and start going after the money that I want? What do I have to lose? I'm already hearing no from places that I don't care to work at. I might as well hear no from places that I actually do like working at, or I know that I took that chance. And it's like, you'll be surprised how you are such a stickler on what's going to happen because you're telling yourself a story and that story couldn't be more false. That story couldn't be more untrue. That story is just simply the illusion you painted for yourself based off of what has happened in your life or what you've experienced, and it's not actually true. And you're holding yourself back from taking risks. You're holding yourself back from doing things because of what may have happened in the past, because of what maybe you have seen happened, or the story you just keep telling yourself based off of other people's experiences. When you finally get to that place of understanding that, you get to decide how this shit's gonna go. Your fears stop getting in the way. I was still afraid of rejection at the time. I was still afraid that I'd stay broke at the time, but I didn't let that take over my life. I didn't allow that to be my truth at the time. I still applied to a job that I had no credentials for. I understood that I could do the job. I literally just like read the description. I was like, I could do that, like with ease. The experience that I did have, I was like, yeah, I could do that. It pays more. I'd rather that. I'd rather go to this type of job than the jobs I've been applying to. So whatever, let's try it. And it worked in my favor because it was lighthearted. Because my fears, even though they were present, they were not the leader of this whole situation. I did not let the illusion and the story I'm telling myself to take over. So it didn't take over. Instead, I lived my absolute best life. And that was probably one of my favorite jobs because I just was so myself. I walked in there myself. I bought it as myself. I didn't have to prove myself. I didn't have to anything. All I had to do was be me. Yeah, I needed some training in some areas. I had to do certain things. There were certain things that I got wrong and there was a learning curve. But at the end of the day, I entered that whole thing confident. And the next job that I got after that was when I was confident, and that was my favorite job yet. I say that to say this. You're walking around holding yourself back from opportunities because you are afraid of what might happen. And what you're afraid of has no real proof that it's actually true. None. Because if you're comparing what you're afraid of or what might happen to what did happen, both those things don't exist. The past doesn't really exist. However, it is a memory for you to learn from, not for you to hold on to and like literally identify with. The past is giving you experience in life, experience in certain areas of your life to know what to do and what not to do. So when you're sitting there and you're telling yourself that you can't do something because you're afraid of the outcome or the possibility of things happening a certain way, you're doing yourself a disservice. Whatever it is that you're trying to go after, whatever it is that you're trying to make happen, the reason why it's not happening, the reason why you're like in this limbo place or you can't see yourself really going for it or going all the way, there is something about you being scared. Your fear is taking over. Sometimes that fear is as subtle as you're just fear to shift the perspective, shift the way you've been doing things, right? And that it won't look like that. It will look like you have a belief that the way you're doing it works. But that can also be masked as fear, right? You could be masking your fears. So there is the need to get so incredibly honest with yourself, so incredibly real with yourself, and ask yourself, okay, what is it? What am I afraid of? What am I not allowing myself to do? What story am I telling myself? What illusion am I living in? So that you can get yourself to at least admit that there is something keeping you from making a certain move. And then from there, you put yourself in the position of actually having a choice. That's big. And it's something that I'm still learning and still working through in my own personal life. However, the more that I'm doing it, the more I'm seeing major shifts and major changes in my life. And when I look back, I'm like, oh my goodness, some of the most amazing opportunities and miracles and things of that sort always came when I just decided to step in to the fear. When I simply just decided to just be my like truest authentic self. Oh my goodness. That's when everything shifted for me, like for real, for real. So, for some reason, I need to come on live and tell you that. So, hopefully, that's helpful. Okay. What do we have here? Hi, my birthday is coming up. It's 19 more days, and I hope you're having an amazing night. First of all, okay, birthday. I don't know if I'm gonna see you or hear from you in 19 days. So I'm gonna say it now. Happy early birthday. That's beautiful. I hope that you're like super excited and that this year coming up is going to be mwah, magnificent. Okay. And yeah, I am having an amazing night. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. I got a few things here. So let's see. Can I get a shout out? My name is Tulip. What's up, Tulip? What's going on? Of course, we give little shout outs here and there. This one want to pay me or donate $500, $2,000 to be a moderator. I've never heard of that in my entire life. That's different. I don't even know it. I use voice text. Okay, there's something. Okay, okay. Oh, there's a conversation. Hola, la compa Brianna. Hola. Hi. I don't speak Spanish. Okay. Hola, hi, how are you? ¿Cómo está? Sorry, I'm so happy I've been learning Spanish. I love that. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Y'all speaking Spanish in here? I love it. I don't understand it, but I love it for you. I really do. What's up? Hello, hello. I'm Jacob. What's going on, Jacob? I'm subscribing. Thank you. All right. Word. I love it. This is good. This is fantastic. Okay. I love the vibes. I love the vibes. We're keeping it light. We're keeping it good. Jesus loves you. Yes. Give me some Jesus up in here. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Jesus loves you too. Makes me happy. Okay. You are so pretty. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Who's that? Kelly. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. So we're gonna do a little reads. Something keeps telling me to pull a little something. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay. Honestly, earlier today I was tapping in, whatever the case is, and it was as soon, like literally as soon as I touched the deck after like meditating and stuff. I touched the deck and I was like, go live. And I was like, go live for what? I ain't got plans to go live today. I got plans to do other things. But like, go live. I was like, okay. So we're here. We are absolutely here. Oh, you actually respond. No one responds to me. And yeah, I'm excited for my birthday in 9 more days. I'm going to see my best friend. I haven't seen her since Halloween, and we're going to Sky Zone. Okay, that sounds fun. First of all, okay, I thought you said 19 more days. Okay, so 9 more days. Oh, that's close. Yes. Yes. Go have fun. Go enjoy. And yeah, I respond when I can. And I respond to, things worth responding to. So if you're gonna come in here and talk about your birthday, it's giving party. Okay. It's giving turn up. It's giving yes. Okay. We celebrate each other up in here. So I'm so happy. I hope you have a blast for your birthday. Okay. What does that make you? Is that Sagittarius or Capricorn? Feel like that's Sagittarius if it's in 9 more days, but you're Capricorn if it's in 19. Either way, I like both. So that's not a problem. But yeah, we're gonna do a little reread. Okay, we're gonna do a little collective reading. We'll see. 9 more days. Okay. I'm gonna see my best friend and we're going to Sky Zone with each other. I love that. That's amazing. I actually have never been to Sky Zone, but I have heard some great teams. So have fun. Jump for the both of us, okay? Get a nice little bounce, nice little jump in for me, okay? Because I've never been. All right. And then make sure you come back after your birthday and tell me whether or not it's worth going, okay? All right. Specifically after your birthday, because if you've been there already, I want to know if it's good now. Do you feel what I'm saying? All right, let's tap in. Let's see what the divine needs to say to y'all. What does the divine need to say? Look at that. I was just talking about fears, right? That's the first thing I open up to. Face your fears, and then we have potential. Think big for your future. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like you're sitting on gold. You know what the gold is? It's you. It's like you're not allowing yourself to make a certain move or certain moves because you're afraid of something. And you could sit here and be like, Bree, I promise you I'm not scared. I promise you I'm chilling. I'm gonna look at you and be like, you don't have to convince me of shit. You see what I'm saying? The energy is coming out for a reason. You feel me? Like there's something here where there's a lot of good fortune, a lot of good energy that is coming your way that wants to be in your life, but you got this thing that you afraid of. And I'm gonna look, it literally came out. It literally came out. I can't make this stuff up. Even if I wanted to make this stuff up, I can't. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't have jurisdiction to make it up. That's the thing. When I do tarot, here's what y'all need to know. The cards, this is a tool. Okay? This is a tool. None of the magic, none of the power is here, right? The power is that crown chakra and that connection to the divine. So everything I'm reading, every message I'm receiving, everything that I'm saying, it is a message I'm receiving from the divine and using the cards as a tool to connect that message even deeper to you, right? Do you see what I'm saying? So this right here is cute, but it's paper. There's no power in this, right? The power is all in the divine. So the message that are coming out is coming out for a reason, right? It's showing up for a reason. But I was saying it earlier, and we're still in this energy. Face your fears, boo bop. Face them. Okay. For some, this energy is also, it's not just speaking to like one fear. It's saying like there could be something that you have anxiety about, something that you're like going crazy about, okay? And crazy is subjective, but just something that you keep replaying again and again and again. And it's almost like, face it, right? Face the thing you're afraid of. Face the thing that has you thinking again and again, what's going on? Okay. Because there's something about you like being in your head about something. It's illusion based though. It's like you're not seeing clearly because you're sitting in illusions. Like I said, you're sitting in illusions. It says, "Don't be afraid to fly solo." So there could be something here where, like, there is this like fear of being alone, or this fear you'll be alone forever, or you have this fear where it's just like, you don't want to do something on your own, or you don't think you can, right? For some of you, that's like walking away from a certain group, a certain energy, a certain job, a certain vibe. It's like you're like, oh no, I don't know if I can, right? Or the idea that you have some sort of like, what's it called? What is that thing called? Like a dream or something, but in your head, you're like, "I couldn't possibly do it." There's just something here you're scared of, and that fear's holding you back, boo bop. It's keeping you from really being able to step into that power that you own, that power that lives so deeply within you that's trying to come out. There is a power that lives within you that's trying to come out. Sugar pie, honey bun. Wow. All right, let's talk about these fears, angels. Talk to me. What is going on here? What is this person afraid of? What are they afraid of? It's like you're low key afraid of success. Three of Cups, Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. It's like there's a low key fear of success. There's a low key fear of things like going really, really well for you. It's like you can do something. You have the gift, the talent, the ability, like you can see it clearly, but there is a fear that you won't be celebrated, or you won't be able to do it, or you won't be able to go the distance or something like that. And it's just such a lie. There's also a fear of the responsibility and the work that something comes with. So, like, you could be manifesting something that comes with it, like something that you're afraid of. So, like, I'm gonna use fame for a second, right? Like, let's say like you're manifesting being a content creator and being famous. There's a part of you that's like, I really want to because you love the content you create. Let's say you're a singer, dancer, whatever the case may be, right? um it's like you want to show your art, you want to show up, you want to do the things, but you're like, damn, I have to like create content, and damn, I have to like deal with people's opinions, and damn, I have to do all these things. And so, like, although you want to be the content creator, you want to be famous, or you want to do something, you're so afraid of the responsibility it comes with. And that's the thing that's holding you back. It's like you're letting the illusions dictate how far you go or how much you do something. Well, it's crazy. I'm afraid to go on stage. Ooh, no way. And I have it presented, and that's crazy that you have that card. Yeah. And it's so funny because I just said famous or something, right? There's like something where it's just like there's success, right? There's success, there's being celebrated, there's love. Some of you are afraid of love, right? You're manifesting friendship, you're manifesting love, you're manifesting to, be seen or whatever the case is, and you're afraid of the exact thing you're manifesting. But something's keeping you from starting or from continuing something because you're afraid of it. And it's like you're afraid of the success, but it's all illusion based. It's like you're just telling yourself a bunch of stories. You know you can do it. You're getting all of the messages that it's meant. You're getting all of the messages that you're supposed to go the distance. You're supposed to experience something, or whatever the case is. Everything is saying yes, 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 but you're painting illusions. Or you're like, like, let's say you get some sort of sign that tells you, yes, go in this direction. You're also going to like convince yourself that going in that direction might not be good. You'll start to doubt yourself. And then another sign will come in showing you that that doubt is correct. So it's like you're constantly going in between timelines and in between realities for yourself. One minute you're in this energy of like, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going after it. And you see like some really great stuff, some really great signs around the idea that you just made this decision to go forward. And then like one little sign will pop up that says like, be careful of making a decision that could change your life. And you're like, oh no, shit. And it's like, no, like no, like no. No, what the universe is doing when they do that, let me give you a little hint. Let me give you a little something, a little nugget. When the universe sends you a sign that's contradicting the thing that you feel, it is actually just testing your confidence and your faith. You feel me? I know it's difficult to understand, okay, what's the truth? But it's trying to get you to figure out what your truth is. So if you make a decision to do something and then all the signs are leading in that direction and you finally say, okay, I'm standing on it, let's do it, the universe is going to send that one thing that's going to shake you up. That one thing that's going to look like it's against the thing that you're asking for, just to see if you can stand 10 toes down in what you've already decided. You confident in what you're doing, boo bop? Are you good with what you're doing, boo bop? Or are you just making that shit up? You feel me? So there's something here, okay, where your fears are taking over. It's like you'll get all the good signs and you'll walk away the moment you feel a level of doubt creep up. The moment you feel like something is against what it is that you are putting out there or is against what it is that you are asking for, whatever the case is, it's like you do this thing where you're just like, "Oh my god, maybe I was wrong." And it's like, it's because 'cause you're more convinced that you're wrong than being right. Like, you can be 100% right, and you will still doubt how right you actually are. That's the kind of person you are. You will still doubt it. You will still look at yourself and be like, "I don't know if that's true," even though you got the dream, you got the advice, you got the message, you got the signs, you got the divine clarity, you prayed on it and something happened that only God could possibly do. You got all the things telling you that you're moving in the right direction. You still gonna doubt yourself. You still gonna be like, "But is it true?" Yeah, 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 for, for sure. Keep going. You know what I mean? Don't hold back. Don't stop yourself. Face the damn fear, right? Face it. And it's like that's an interesting energy to pull out too, because it's like when the divine is saying face your fears, it's not just like look for some new fears that you don't know about and face them. It's like face the exact thing you're afraid of. So if you are receiving a sign that's contradicting the feeling you have that you should do something, that intuitive nudge that you should go in a direction, face the fear. You feel me? Face the fear. Face that sign. If the sign is telling you that you just made a decision that might change the course of your life and that brings a fear in you, face it. Keep going in that direction. See where the course goes. Take the risk. It's worth the risk. You feel me? Like that's what I'm seeing for you, Sugar Pie Honey Bun Boo Bob. Hmm. Hmm. It's like go for it. Yeah, make it happen. We got temperance, the Ace of Cups, and we got the Eight of Pentacles. It's like, mm, look, you got the sun here too. It's like success is inevitable. And this is the part about like success and life in general that people like don't really piece together. They don't really realize that whatever the case is. People tend to think that success is like only this upward trajectory in your life. But like that couldn't be further from the truth. Like if you think that you being successful means that you don't go through any type of difficulty or challenge, you don't really know what success is. You have no clue what actually makes a person successful because success really is being able to beat the challenge, right? That is what success is. It's usually taking something challenging and getting to the other side of it, finding the solution to it. When we really look at successful people, we look at them as people who are really stable and secure in their life. But we're not looking at them as successful because we're like, wow, you have everything. We see them as successful because we know that lack exists. We know that there are people who don't really have much. We know that there are people who are living in a way that we don't really want to live. So when we look at people who have major success, who are, doing exemplary, is that what I'm trying to say? Fantastic things. Let's go with fantastic, right? When we're looking at them doing amazing things, we see them as successful. Why do we see them as successful? Because we know the other thing exists, which means they've overcome challenges. That's how we see them. They have overcome challenges, whether it was them, whether it's their ancestors, whoever, somebody in that family overcame a challenge of having to deal with the difficulties. While everybody else is struggling, these people are successful. They're overcoming, they're pushing forward, they're doing more or getting further than the rest. That doesn't mean that they don't face challenges. So, you looking at success and thinking to yourself that you're going to get to a place of just like never having to deal with a challenge is bullshit. It's actually you going through the process of facing your fears, facing those challenges, doing those things that makes you successful. If your life has been filled with just a bunch of difficulties and you're still looking at yourself as a failure, you're actually not seeing the beauty in what it is that you were always meant to do. You're not actually understanding that honestly, your success is going to happen because of the shit you went through. Excuse my language, but we talk real stuff over here. You feel me? Your success happens because you were willing to step up to the plate. The success happened because you were willing to do what you need to do, right? You were willing to say, you know what, despite how challenging this may be, despite how difficult this may be, I'm going to show up. I'm going to do what I got to do. Success is happening literally because it's supposed to. Do you feel me? Literally because it's like you're supposed to go through the hard shit, but that's what you're avoiding. You're avoiding the hard shit. It's like for you, you're like, I don't want the responsibility of the success I'm looking for, but you're manifesting it hard. So it's like for you, you're like, I want a relationship. Let's say it's a relationship. You're like, I want a relationship that's going to be so loving and so amazing, and they're going to care about me, and they're going to love me, and they're going to show up for me, and I'm going to show up for them. It's going to be so good, and da 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 da, right? And it's like, okay, that's cool. But to have such a beautiful bond with somebody, to have such a successful relationship with somebody, you have to be willing to have tough conversations. You have to be willing to have the hard parts of the relationship be a thing that you can get through. Bonds aren't just built because you guys are like, get together. That's actually how they get broken, is by looking at the hard part and just completely giving up on it, not wanting to heal it, fix it, move through it, right? The difficult parts, the things that you're afraid of, the things you don't want to experience, literally push you forward. They literally help you get the ultimate success. They build something within you. And you're trying to avoid that part of your success. It's like you want this new life, or you want this new thing, or you're like interested in doing this thing, but you're not interested in the responsibility it comes with. You're not interested in the, parts that may be challenging to you. And it's like your divine team's like, face that fear for me. Face that fear for me. You want to be the CEO, but you don't want to have to manage people. Which one is it? Which one is it? Because one comes with the other. I say it all the time. You want to be abundant, then get to know lack, because lack is the first step to abundance, right? And so, therefore, you got to have to kind of be in a position of understanding that whatever it is you're going for, whatever it is that you're manifesting, if you find yourself in a very difficult position or in a very difficult, like, place in your life, that is actually probably more than likely connected to your purpose and connected to the goal. So if you're manifesting a certain life and you find yourself dealing with difficulties, it's trying to get you to become a problem solver. It's trying to get you to do what you need to do within this difficulty so that you can prepare for what's to come. Because in your head, if you get the goal or get to that goal, it's going to wipe out all of your current problems. That might be true, but that doesn't mean it doesn't come with its own sets of problems. And what you're currently going through right now is going to help you with what those problems may be. You feel me? People tend to think that their life isn't connected to what comes next, but it is. The exact thing you don't want to do, the exact thing you're afraid of, the exact thing you're trying to avoid is the answer. It's the thing that's going to prep you the most for where it is that you want to go. It's the thing that's going to get you to where it is that you want to go. So avoiding it doesn't do anything for you. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Boo bop sugar pie honey bun. Face them fears. Yeah, we have the 5 of swords. It's like there's a part of you. I think that's the part that sucks. That's the part that sucks low key. Because you are in a position where you're like, I know I could do this. I deserve this. I can have this. I feel a strong vibration coming off of you. I don't think you're in this position of feeling like, like I don't feel like the universe is moving you in a direction that you don't think you can handle or can do. I think behind closed doors, you're way more confident alone. You're way more confident than you even give yourself credit for. It's like you have the ability to get it done, you have the ability to do it, but you do kind of get stuck in the doubt, right? It's the doubt that fucks you up the most. And where does the doubt come from? Overthinking. These emojis are everything. It comes from overthinking. You feel me? You're overthinking. That's what I see. But it's not, it's like you have the right mindset of I can do this. It's just you start to overthink about everything and not even about your abilities. You're overthinking about other people, how they're going to receive you, if they're going to like you. Are you going to be good enough? You're comparing yourself to others. You're going to be like, "Oh my god, there's so many more people that are better than me." And it's like, "So what?" Like for real, Boobop. So what? Other people being better than you doesn't mean that you can't do it. Other people having more experience than you doesn't mean that you can't do it. So why are we so stuck on what other people got going on? Yes, queen. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like there is something that has to change. The doubt isn't even like doubting your skills. That's the part that sucks the most. It would have been different a little bit, right? If you were on some like, I don't know how to do any of this. I can't see myself doing this. Like you're being pushed to do something that you really just you can't do. Like you have struggled and failed and never done it, whatever the case may be. That's not what this is. It's like internally you have this confidence about you that's like, yeah, I could do that and I probably do it really well. You're the type of person to see somebody else doing it and be like, I could probably do it better than them. There is this quiet confidence within you, this knowing within you, and you still finna act like you can't do it. You still gonna psych yourself out. Why? Because somebody told you one time that you weren't good enough. And you holding on to that. The person you didn't like, the person who you believe is mean, is an asshole who you would never be anything like. You don't really respect the way that they connect and talk to you. That's the person you listening to. The person you don't even want their life. That's the person you listening to because they told you you can't do it. Because they told you you won't be X, Y, and Z. You comparing yourself to people who have been in the game for X amount of time and you're brand new. And you telling yourself you're not good enough as if those people never started somewhere too. As if people don't make mistakes on a regular basis. You're telling yourself all these stories as if you're the only one. And I hate to break this to you, but we have to talk real talk, boo bop sugar by honey bun. I love you too much to lie. But it's one of those things where it's like if you worried about making a mistake, you worried about embarrassing yourself, you're worried about looking a certain kind of way, you're not special. You are not the only person that has ever done that. That is a part of the process. That is a part of learning. That is a part of growing. It's okay, right? That shame you're holding on to, the idea that you can't do something, the idea that you're going to embarrass yourself. Hey, look, embarrassing times will happen whether you put yourself in the position to be embarrassed or not. Sometimes you can't control it, but you can control how you operate, how you feel about yourself after, how you deal with embarrassment, how you deal with the shame, right? You're not questioning your skills, you're questioning what other people will think about you. And the reality is you're not no mind reader. I'm a whole psychic and I still can only understand some of what people are thinking. I could know every thought. I could hear every thought they have, but their intentions, why they think it, what's going on inside, the energy they're feeling. There's so many factors to it. Nobody knows everything. And so for you, you're painting illusions. And you know what is crazy? Those illusions are only stopping you from living your best life, from being your greatest self. They're not stopping anybody else. They're only stopping you. Why would you be your own bully? Hmm? We gotta talk, boo bop. Why would you want to be your own bully? Why do you want to put yourself down so much? Sometimes we gotta have a real ass conversation with ourselves like that. Sometimes we gotta look in the mirror and just be like, why did I volunteer to be my own fucking bully? Why am I sitting here talking down on my abilities, my skills, my dreams, just as hard as some of the people that have done that to me, knowing that I didn't like when they did it? Why are you volunteering to show up as your own bully, to talk horrible about yourself? When you're thinking about the way that you're talking to yourself, when you're thinking about the way that you're looking at yourself, when you're thinking about the worth that you have planted on yourself, why do you show up as the person that values yourself the least and then begging for other people to value you more? Sometimes you gotta sit with questions like that. Sometimes you gotta sit with that question and ask yourself, what's this about? Why are you doing that? You don't deserve that. You really don't. You have the world, the Fool, and the Two of Pentacles. Like there is this freedom that you deserve to experience. Hello, hello. There's a freedom that you deserve to experience, and you experience it once you make the decision to just show up. You can't be in the in between. You're in the in between. One minute you believe in yourself, next minute you believe that nobody will believe in you. And then you believe that. You take that, you run with that. And then you stop yourself from truly being free. It's like you're always almost there. And then you stop yourself because you end up being meaner to yourself. You can't do it no more. You don't deserve that. I'm new. Welcome to the party, baby. What's going on, boo bop? We just do a little reading, and the thing that I'm seeing here is that there are fears that are holding my boo bops back because they're bullying themselves. They're meaner to themselves, devaluing themselves. We can't be doing that no more. There's so much power in you. You have so much ability to make it, to do whatever it is that you want to do. The last thing that you need to do is hold yourself back anymore. You need to ask yourself, if you know that you can do what you got to do, then do it. You know what I'm saying? Seven of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Two of Cups. Yeah, I see an opportunity that's coming in. There's like a huge change that's going to happen in your life. There's an opportunity for you to fall in love with yourself, for you to give yourself the opportunities that you deserve. You've been in a position where you are dealing with situations that don't really align the best with you or align the most with you. And it's like, no more, no more of that. Okay. You deserve the best of the best. You deserve beautiful things and you deserve it from yourself. So you have to put yourself in the position of giving it to you. So face those fears because the things that are holding you back from what you want, the thing that's keeping you at a distance from what it is that you want, what you're calling in, it is the idea that you don't think you can have it. It is the idea that you don't think it will flourish. It is the idea that you are afraid of it. What's up, Olivia? I love it. Hey girl, you knew I'm a little bit new too. Yes, all my new people, I love it. I hope y'all are subscribed. I hope we get to do this more often. For real. For real. What's going on? Oh my God, it's five people on the live and five likes. And I appreciate that. That's one thing I love. A nice little small group. Why not? We all get to talk. We all get to align, right? This is beautiful. I love it. Yeah. We seeing the high priestess, baby. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, that high priestess energy is letting you know that you are the power. And so, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is you're going after, whatever it is that you need, it's coming from an internal place. It's coming from your heart and your soul. Listen to it. And usually, when something is coming from your heart and your soul, it's going to scare you. When your purpose starts speaking, it's going to scare you. Do you see what I'm saying? Your heart and your soul is getting you to do some things that you ain't never thought you was going to do. You ain't never thought you was gonna have to do. It's meant to scare you. It's meant to get you to kind of be like, whoa, what's going on here? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, you got to get to a place of trusting, knowing, and believing that you got this. You got to get to a place of understanding that you got this. If feel the fear. No one's telling you you can't feel the fears. Of course, you're going to feel the fears. That's how this stuff goes, right? But learn to let it go. Learn to let go and learn that in the midst of letting go of your fears, you don't have to stop yourself from going after what you want. You don't have to stop yourself. You got this. You got it, and then you got it again. The only way you don't have it is if you keep convincing yourself that you don't. Don't live in that illusion. Don't keep lying to yourself like that because that's a trap. And you've been doing it your whole life. Let's shoot for something different. You know what I'm saying? Let's move a little different. Let's face fears, right? You've been running away from fears your whole life. How about we face them? How about the thing you so afraid to do? Just do it this time. Do it. You don't have to be 100% confident, but just do it. Just start the fears because the only way you're going to overcome is by actually putting yourself in the position of making it happen. The only way you overcome is by convincing yourself that you actually don't have anything to be afraid of. I'm telling you right now, all you got to do is trust and believe in yourself. Do not be your bully. I beggeth, do not be your bully. In the same way you would stick up for a friend, a sister, a brother, a family member, when they're getting bullied, I need you to have that same energy towards yourself. When you're over there talking crap about yourself, like, oh, I don't think I could do it. Oh my gosh, my life sucks. Oh my goodness, I'm so fat. Whatever it is that you're saying, I need you to check yourself. Like, hold up. First of all, we gonna learn to talk to me. First of all, we gonna learn to talk to myself differently because I don't deserve that. Let's go, boo bop. It's time. It's time for a change, a shift. Okay. Like I said, I felt this need to come on here. Okay. Like literally needed to come on here because I was like, there's something that I gotta say to my boo bops. And so please take this in. Okay. What we got? What we got? I truly trust too much. I love that. Trust even more. If you trust too much, trust even more. Oh, deeper. I love that. That's amazing. I love that. Well, I like you, lady. Love you too, baby. Welcome to the channel. All right, girl. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Are you gonna be on tomorrow? I'm gonna see what happens. I'm so intuitive with when I come on, so we'll see. I had no plans to come on today, but if I have something to say, you'll see me. But since we got a little request, let's see. I may come on. We'll see. But have a good night. Have a great night. I'm so glad you were here. Hopefully you're subscribed. If you're not, eventually you will, and we will connect and talk more and all that fun stuff. Okay. Literally said I'm fat today. For what? Who's this? Hell, it's Mel. Mel, what we doing that for? No, let me ask you a question, Mel. Talk to me for a second, because I wanna talk about that. Why? If you don't mind telling me, if you're still here, why did you call yourself fat? And then what did that do for you? How did that enhance your life? I just want to know, right? There's no judgment, no nothing. But if we hear, we hear. I just subscribed. Oh, family baby. What's going on? Boo. I love that. That's amazing. Hello, Selma. That's the name? Yeah, Selma. Okay. All right. Maybe Mel left. But for real, that's what I want you to do whenever you're in a position of talking shit about yourself, bullying yourself, doing that type of stuff. I really want you to ask yourself, how did that just change my life? How did that get me closer to where it is that I want to be? How did that help me? For real. Get so incredibly honest. My mate said I looked tired, but I had a great day, so deflected. Interesting. Interesting. So our deflection went into being our own bully, right? Into putting ourselves down instead of seeing ourselves and saying, actually, I had a great day. Maybe I'm tired from all of this joy because I've been on my feet. I've been enjoying my life. And you know, when joy, it gets you a little tired. You just came from a party. You're like, wow. The other day I went to the mall. So fun because I was just bullshitting, but it was so fun. Okay. I came home exhausted, absolutely exhausted. You know what I'm saying? And it's worth just kind of instead of being in that position of feeling like, ooh, the way that I need to deflect is by putting myself down, but it's by raising you up because you do deserve that, hands down. I'm so sorry that happened for real. Girl, Mary Ma, I'm going to stay on here and just chill, even though I have school tomorrow. Doesn't care. I step in 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness. Oh, where are? Oh, okay. So I'm assuming it may be 9 for you too. Yes, girl, I fucking love. If you're gonna be on tomorrow, I'll be here, I promise. Just subscribe. Good night, good night. Mwah! Good night. Go to school. Have a great time at school. Inward felt great, but outward was told otherwise. That's the thing. I think what happens there too, when we on the outside are told what we look like, and then internally we feel fantastic, that's telling you that you actually value someone else's opinions over your own, right? When you're looking at what you value, you're valuing how other people see you over how you see yourself. And like we've all done it. I've definitely done it. I can literally feel so amazing, and because someone didn't compliment me, or because like, I used to be the kind of person, like if my sister got a compliment and I didn't, and I thought that I looked fantastic, I would be in my head like, am I ugly? Am I this? Am I that? Like I would consistently do that. And it was one of those things where I had to realize, oh shit. Like, first of all, that's a problem. For me to not trust my own judgment about myself, for me to look in the mirror and think I look amazing and still need someone else to validate how amazing I look, that's telling me where my values are at. I'm valuing the validation of others over my own opinion. That's what makes it so hard on ourselves. And then we do that thing where we deflect, right? If someone tells us that we don't look that good, we find a way to put ourselves down. Oh, yeah, like, you know me, I'm just stupid. Ah, you know me, I'm just. That's not true. You're not just stupid. You're not fat. And let's say you are. Let's be honest. This is when we're here, we talk real shit. Let's say you are fat. Why the hell are you saying it to yourself in that moment? And why the hell are you saying it to yourself in that way? Right? Why are we doing that? That's where you got to look at yourself and say, "Hold up. Hold up. I don't like the way I'm talking to myself." Because if you wouldn't accept somebody talking to somebody you love that way, definitely don't accept the way that you are talking to you. And I think we don't have those real ass conversations with ourselves enough. We're consistently in a place of being so worried about how everybody else is viewing us and how they're talking about us. We don't even realize we're our biggest and worst critics. Worst critics. We talk the most shit about ourselves than anybody else. That's why we get so offended and so aggravated when other people spew their shit at us. You feel me? Yeah, I get that, but my I don't know how to say that has got me feeling so bad about myself. I don't know what a trichococlocomania is. Okay. I apologize. I really apologize, but I have no idea what that is. Help me out here. I could look it up, but I'm gonna have to do that later. Okay. You're so right, girl. Yes, ma'am. Right? Right? And it's like the whole feeling bad about yourself. It's like, why? Why? My birthday is tomorrow. Hey, 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 happy birthday. We partying, It's your birthday. Okay, I love that. We have two people talking about their birthday on here. I love that. Oh my goodness. I hope you have fun for your birthday for real. That's amazing. I love when it's a birthday. When one of the boop bops got a birthday, that makes me happy. Let's go. It's about to be a beautiful year for you. Happy birthday, my love. I love that. Short is trick. Short is trick. Oh, you're losing me here, Mel. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what that means. All I'm gonna say, a lot of times when we're feeling bad about ourselves, there is a story that we are holding on to that might not be our own. It is someone else's story. I was working with a client, right? And she was consistently talking about how fat and ugly she is. And she kept saying, because me, I'm fat and I'm ugly. Because me, I'm fat and I'm ugly. And I was like, why you keep saying that? And she was like, "Oh, yeah, like I'm fat and ugly. Like I know I'm fat. I know I'm ugly. I know I'm not attractive." I said, "Okay. Why do you keep saying it? Like why are we in a conversation about your life, right? We're coaching right now, and you keep saying you're fat and ugly." And she didn't even realize. that she was saying it in that way. And I was like, "Are you like, what's going on?" And she was convincing, right? It sounds like someone who's convincing when you have to say something again and again. I'm sorry, no, oh, she's convincing, she's deflecting, she's hiding. And I was like, what's happening here? Because we were talking about something completely different in her life. And everything, some way, somehow came back to her being fat and ugly. So I got to the bottom of it. I said, what are we doing here? Why are you consistently saying that? And it came down to the idea that it's not even her truth. She's been told that she was fat and ugly. That's it. She's been told since she was a child that she was fat and she was ugly. Period. And so she just kept repeating it. It was just it was like water. It just fell out. So now everything she does, it's because she's fat and ugly. Everything that's happening in her life, it's because she's fat and ugly. And she's saying this, she's being her own bully because somebody else years ago told her this. And not once did she ever check herself to really check in and say, well, do I actually feel that way about myself? Or am I just repeating a story I heard? I think a lot of times when we feel some type of way about ourselves, it has nothing to do with us. I used to feel so freaking ugly when I didn't have earrings in. And I used to be like, oh my God, I would feel like it would be such a like moment for me. Like if I forgot my earrings or anything, I would be shook. And I was like, literally recently, I would say like last year, I was like, yo, it's difficult for me to not wear earrings. Like, what is that? Where does that come from? Like, why do I get so shook if I don't have earrings on? And I realized that had nothing to do with me. I don't give a shit if I have earrings on. It's because when I was younger, one of the adults in my life looked at me and said, you look like a boy when you have no earrings on. Put on some damn earrings. So I went and I put on little studs. And they were like, "No, you still look like a boy. Put on some bigger earrings." And since that day, I have made it a point to always have big earrings on until last year. Last year, I was like, "Oh my goodness." I found myself in a jewelry store and I was looking at the earrings and I was like, "Oh, you know what? I think I want to take it. I think I want to enjoy that. Fuck it. Let's see." And I went and it was a stud and I was about to pay for it, and I didn't pay for it. I put it down. I was like, "Never mind," and I went and grabbed the hoops instead. Mind you, I really liked those studs, really liked them, but I didn't get them, and that was the moment that I was able to say, "Hold on, what the hell just happened? Why didn't I get those studs?" And I found myself just saying, you look like a boy." Me me? When? I didn't believe it's like 2 things were happening at once. I was like, "I don't believe that. I don't think I look like a boy when I have studs on. I don't think so. And even if I did, I think I look hot. So what the fuck are we talking about, right?" I had to get so clear with myself and understand that's not my story. That's not my truth. That is not actually a thing. It's something I heard and then I just been following up on. And then my life kind of showed me that. So now every time I had an outfit on and I put on studs, I didn't feel right in it. So it looks like it's my truth, but it's not. It was a story I heard. Same with my client. It was a story she heard. A lot of times we think how we feel about ourselves is our truth, but it's not. It's a story we heard and we're running with it. We are so certain that that story is our truth because life starts to play out as if that story is our truth. But how could it be anything else when you are sitting in the belief that it's your truth, right? This is why reevaluating. With my clients, I do life audits because you have to audit your life. You have to look at your belief system. You have to look at what you're doing, how you're living, and consistently audit whether or not it's true. Am I living in my truth or am I living in somebody else's truth? And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, what I've realized when I go to a client's house and we spend a weekend together, really just auditing their life, auditing their energy, auditing the way that they move, when I look at them, I say, oh, okay. 95% of their life, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they fix up their homes, the way that they do what they do, has everything to do with how they grew up. Nothing to do with their actual truth. Life coach? Yes. Feel like we got a few things. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. My birthday was 11/26. Oh, happy birthday, Mel. Oh my goodness, so many birthdays. I love it. I love it so much. I know I'm beautiful, but I feel I'm heavy. Okay, we could talk about that too. Hands down. Hands down. And that's the one thing. It's like that is a different way of saying it. Hi, hello, who's this? Annabelle? Hi, Annabelle. What's going on, boo? I live in Australia. That's amazing. That is amazing. Mel, I like what you just said. I know I'm beautiful, but I feel heavy. Here's the thing. There's two things you got to start asking yourself. One, you feeling heavy. One, are you okay with that or not? Is society telling you to change or are you interested in changing? Two, do you feel healthy? If you are heavy and healthy, if you enjoy what you feel like, then you're good. And that's the part that we have to realize. It's not about the look. It's not about the look. It's not about the look. You understand? Do you like what you feel like? You have to start from there. When you get real with yourself about it, then you can start to dial back a plan and understand what you got to do next. But you have to get so honest with yourself. Do I like myself? Do I like what I look like? Like, I remember a few years ago, I put on so many pounds that I did not see coming. And it was one of those things where I was in a relationship and I found myself like actually like, becoming more more aware that my clothes wasn't fitting and stuff. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? What is this? And I see myself getting bigger and I was looking at myself and I was like, oh, I don't really like this, or whatever the case is. But I was always pretty confident in my body, so it was no big deal. I was like, it's fine. I'll lose the weight soon. I did not lose the weight. I put on more weight and I got much bigger than I've ever been in my life. And it was one of those things where I had to sit with myself. I was like starting to freak out because I think my mom at the time told me like I was fat. And so I was so scared and I was just like, oh my goodness, people are starting to notice. And then I had to like sit with myself and I had to be like, okay, if I decide to lose weight, one, is that for others or is that for me? Period. The moment I asked myself that question, I realized I would be losing weight for others. Because for me right now, I was just going through what I was going through, and losing weight was the furthest thing from my mind. As a matter of fact, my body was just syncing up with how truly, truly sad I was. And honestly, like we could talk about that on another live on in another video or something. Your weight has more to do with your emotions than it does to do with like your eating habits or anything like that. But we'll talk about it later. Right? It's energetic. But for me, I was like, I am so incredibly sad. I am so incredibly unhappy in my life. Losing weight is the last thing on my mind. If I focus on losing weight, if I focus on just like my looks, I would be doing it to make everybody else happy, to make everybody else feel good. So I'm not doing it. Fuck that. So I was just like, honestly, I see that I'm gaining weight. I don't love it. It's not comfortable for me, but it's giving like, let me go ahead, let me switch up the vibe, let me do something different. Let me just focus on the thing that I need to focus on, get myself to where it is that I want to be. And then when it comes time, I'll focus on the weight. So a lot of times that's the issue. We're trying to make everybody else happy and we're not taking ourselves into consideration. You need to take yourself into consideration. And that's on period. Why are you ignoring me? I'm unsubscribed. Look, let me tell y'all something. When we on here, I want to be very, very clear. I'ma talk. I'ma say what I need to say. Then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look through and then I'm gonna, respond to people. But let's just be very, very clear. I'm always happy to go back. I'm always happy to answer people. But if I'm in the middle of saying something and you're writing, it's time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm subscribed. Do your thing. Right? My birthday is today also. Happy birthday. What's it? It's celebrating. It's a full moon, Sagittarius. Happy birthday, y'all. I love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm in multiple therapies. All that matters is moving forward. I love that. Did you know you can't eat pizza at 3 a.m. on Wednesday if you don't eat pizza at 3 a.m.? Yeah, like to think that I'm gonna respond to that is batshit low key. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you? Like, do you? All right. Smiley got frowny face. Smiley got frowny. Look, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Like I'm actually talking. And then you want me to respond to a 3 a.m. pizza comment? Like, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Let's at least, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Read the room a little bit, all right? But do you, baby boy? Do you, baby girl? Do you, all the peoples, boo bops, everybody? Do you? Don't ever worry about it, right? Who's this? Marissa. Hi, Marissa. What's going on? Mm. Anyway, I am getting off soon, but I just want to make it very clear. If you didn't miss, or if you did miss everything, okay? Number one, you need to face your fears. Number two, stop being a bully to yourself. Number three, value your own opinion and consider yourself before you start considering everybody else. That's important. Like, so incredibly important. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it there. Where I am, the time is 10:04. Yeah, same here. So we are both what, on the East Coast vibes? I love it. I'm only 6 years old. It's my birthday, and my mom didn't say to me happy birthday. That is so sad. Why is a 6 year old on here? This is not for kids. So we got to change that. Okay. I am 13. Wow, Marissa. Okay, we got some youngins here. Okay. Okay, everybody's allowed to be here, but this is some content, okay? So we're gonna have to change that up a little bit, okay? But I'm sending everybody love, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you. I do have to go because the work that I was doing before I came live still has to get done. So I'm gonna make sure that I do that. But until next time, bye, y'all. Have a good night.